Tonight on News Central 34, can the Michigan State Police tackle this $17 million budget cut without layoffs?
And Mount Pleasant residents and CMU students gathered to honor our local veterans.
Live from Mount Pleasant's own, this is News Central 34 at 5.
Good evening, Mid-Michigan. I'm Sean Rossitano.
And I'm Faith Gantner. Mount Pleasant had a very special guest visit this week as part of the 6th Annual Women's Initiative Speakers Luncheon.
That's right, Faith, and we are now joined with News Central 34's Chelsea Humphrey, who has more on the story. Chelsea?
Thanks, guys. Director of the Michigan State Police, Colonel Christy Etchew, spoke in front of over 100 people just a few days ago, touching on several issues and answering questions about the future of the state police. When Colonel Etchew was appointed as the director of the Michigan State Police back in January, there was only a short amount of time to celebrate, as her and her team had to quickly address the $17 million budget cut made to the department.
It was the goal of the department to scale back and look at our infrastructure. And as I will say and continue to say, troopers save lives, buildings do not.
During her speech on Wednesday, Etchew explained the state's new regional policing plan that was put into motion on October 1st.
We're moving from 62 posts to 29 posts in the state, but we're moving from 20 detachments where a trooper will start or end their day from 20 to 58.
The goal of the plan is to use their resources to put more troopers back on the road.
A trooper does not have to return back to the post or a detachment really for any purpose other than to possibly lodge someone or if they have to get actual paperwork. They should be able to do almost everything within that patrol car.
The post in Mount Pleasant is in District 6 and will remain open. Mount Pleasant Director of Public Safety Anthony Gomez is one person that is more than happy the post is sticking around.
A day doesn't go by where we don't utilize or depend on some type of resource from Michigan State Police, whether it be technology based, whether it be forensic based, or whether it be the uniformed trooper.
The restructure plan will take place in 3 phases over the next year, and while many posts will be closing or converting, Colonel Etchew's plan will be avoiding any possible trooper layoffs. For more information on the plan and which posts will be changing, visit michigan.gov/MSP. For News Central 34, I'm Chelsea Humphrey.
Today is Veterans Day, and both locally and nationally, citizens gathered to remember our soldiers. The Central Michigan University Brass Quintet Band entertained with military music at a ceremony in Plachta Auditorium, as CMU took time to honor the men and women who fought for our freedom. Chairperson of Military Science, Colonel Greg Thayer, was the keynote speaker. Thayer, who also serves as the commanding officer of the Reserve Officers Training Corps, spoke about his experiences as a soldier and the need for citizens to support the troops.
Isabella County Sheriff Leo Metashevsky announced he will run for a 3rd term in the 2012 election. The sheriff says during his 2 terms he achieved some very aggressive goals, including the Jail Compliance Award from the Michigan Department of Corrections. Metashevsky has served more than 26 years as a law enforcement officer and been on the Michigan Sheriff's Association Board of Directors for 6 years. He's a graduate of the FBI National Academy and earned both his master's and bachelor's degrees at Central Michigan University. The Michigan Senate passed a bill that would require public school students to recite the Pledge of Allegiance every day in school. A companion bill would also require the schools to buy and display flags for each building and classroom. The measure would allow parents to opt out of the requirement for the children. Both bills now go to the state house.
CMU students and Mount Pleasant locals gathered together at 5 a.m. this morning to help out an important cause. The event was called Hoops for Hunger. The CMU women's basketball team and their fans partnered up with the Food Bank of America, ABC 12, and 14 local area elementary schools to gather as many food donations as they could. The event continued throughout the day and ended at the women's home opener at noon. Last year, the event raised nearly 40,000 pounds of food, and this year the goal of 50,000 was passed by 7 a.m.
Our ultimate goal was to make this a national initiative where the NCAA would pair up with Feeding America and that women's basketball would join up with this cause.
And that's it for News Central 34 tonight. I'm Faith Gantner.
And I'm Sean Rossitano. Don't forget to tune your radio into Minor Rock 91.5 and Mountain 101 for more news updates.
And be sure to check out our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter.
You guys have a good one.